Hi, my name is Derek Shaw, and this is the second vlog for my Global Learning Project. So, first, I would like to briefly reintroduce my partner. His name is Adele. He is a junior. He's from Saudi Arabia, so he's Saudi Arabian, and he is a business major. So, first, I'd like to talk about both interactions. The first interaction took place at Noodle and Company, where we basically talked about the differences in culture that relates to education. We also talked about the expectations of the people in our community and our school systems and our families that may have expectations for us in our educational journey. And we just touched on many different things like what it takes to reach higher education in Saudi Arabia versus in America, the differences that he sees in education in here versus back home, and many more things that we'll touch when we get further into the video. For our second interaction, I taught him how to cook a soul food meal, which is something that is very strongly, I guess, relatable to me because my family cooks it every Sunday. It started back in the old days when slaves were allowed to eat the good food until Sundays, and they would usually bring, scraps of like old meat, and they would bring them like a basket of fresh fruit and vegetables, and say, "Hey, you got some cooked." And so we used that to make our own Sunday feast that soon became something that traveled throughout the Black culture, and it's something that we use now, which is Sunday dinners. And so one of the positive emotions during our interaction was that we often got off task because we felt that we were more friends than strangers. So we really built a strong bond between each other and realized that when we were doing the project, it was so hard to keep track of like the answers of the questions because we were so busy getting to know each other that and like we felt that we knew each other so long that it was so hard to say, hey, let's go to the next question because the conversation rolled by itself really smoothly. So we got off topic a lot, but I liked it because I got a chance to know him, and I think it also helped build our friendship. Also, we felt that during our second interaction, that it was truly a Sunday, but it really took place on a Saturday. And it was just the fact that we were both two, new friends cooking, and it felt like we knew each other for a long time. So it was nice that he felt the same feeling that I get, that hey, it's a Sunday. It's really nice and smooth. You don't have to worry about anything, and all I have to do is look forward to the crazy Mondays. We also he kept asking me were there more questions, and that kind of showed me that he showed interest in the project and that he appreciated the project and he appreciated sharing a part of his culture with me, which is something that I felt was heartwarming because I didn't think he was comfortable at first sharing many things with me, but once we kept going and we got a chance to learn each other more, it was almost as if he was intrigued, just like I was, to teach it as much as I was to learn it. So it was really interesting to know, that he wanted wanted me to ask more questions. Also, he seemed very eager to share his life with me, like I just said before. I've never had someone that was so interested in wanting to let me know about their educational system and about things that happens at home and how things are different from America because a lot of people feel that we as Americans don't really care about their culture, and so it was nice for him to see that I appreciated it and that I was letting it sink in and he wanted to teach me more. So one of the negative emotions, which is not really a negative emotion, but it's something that I knew was going to happen and I was prepared for it, was the language barrier. I feel that it was kind of hard for us to connect at times because of his language barrier. But at the end of the day, I feel that we overcame that by me giving him examples of what my questions were related to. And once I gave him examples, he totally understood what I was talking about. So it wasn't really a negative emotion. I don't think we had any other negative things happen within the project because he was so interested in sharing with me that I feel that as we connected, it got so much easier for the both of us. And I'm just truly happy that, everything was very comfortable. He felt like he needed to open up things to me that he wouldn't share with other people. And it was nice to know that. So, three of the things that really shocked me during this project was very surprising was that one, he had never had fried chicken before. And that was absolutely shocking because, I mean, he said he never had KFC, he's never had Popeyes, he's never had anything associated with, fried chicken. And I said, wow, it's nice that I got a chance to share that with you because he obviously enjoyed it and he wants me to cook him more sometime. So that was pretty nice. Um, he is also engaged to his cousin, which was a little weird for me in a culture shock. I mean, these things like this, happens in America and it's very common down south, but actually seeing it play out, I mean, for me, it kind of really was like, ooh, but at the same time, I had to make sure that I built that trusting relationship with him. So I learned to accept it, and I'm, happy for him, and I'm happy that he's branching out and getting, in love with someone, and soon will soon be married when he graduates from college. Another thing that shocked me was that he actually enjoyed the meal. I didn't think that him being an international student that he would be willing to try the things that I cooked for him, and also was willing to learn to cook the meals that I cooked for him because most people would say, I don't know how to cook or make excuses, but he was really, really interested in that, so that really made me happy. So, for the first interaction, it was really, really nice to know about his educational system because I found out that we had a lot of similarities and a lot of differences. One of the first things is that he's a first college generation student just like me. So that's one of the similarities that we do have together. And we also have the fact that both of our parents are very chilled about education and that they expect us to do well because they know that we're people that strive for higher education and doing well in our endeavors. And so it was nice because they don't harass us much. I mean, they are strict when they need to be, but they know that we're always on our game. So it's never anything personal. It's just a reassurance to make sure that we're following through with our plans and our ideas. And also, we come from we also, like our school systems, have very mixed economic backgrounds. So you may have someone that's like extremely, extremely poor, but you might also have people that are like extremely, extremely rich. And so the same thing went for his schooling, which was nice to hear because when you hear Saudi Arabia, you feel that that's a country where everyone's wealthy and everyone has money. And I mean, it's not like that all the time. Some people actually are struggling in Saudi Arabia. So it's nice to see that play out. One the differences that we have is the time that school starts. His school is, year round. So in the wintertime, they start at 6:30 and they end at 1:15, and they go to school from Sunday through Thursday. In the summer, they start at 5:30 and they get out at 1:15, and it's Sunday through Thursday. So that's different because we go to school Monday through Friday from 8 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we also have schedules that vary. So some people may start at 9 o'clock and get out at 3. Some people may start at 9 and get out at 1. So it just that was nice to know that. Also, in America, popular sports are basketball and football, of course, whereas in Saudi Arabia, volleyball, javelin, and soccer are very common sports, which was crazy because he said that football is a no go and basketball is a no go in Saudi Arabia, and that is not a sport that people focus on, which was crazy to me, but it happened. One of the last thing is that teachers are a little more strict and they expect them to be successful. In the school system that I came from, um, teachers would tell me that I already have my degree, so I don't need to teach you. And if you don't want to learn, then you don't, we don't care. And so it was nice to know that his teachers actually wants to see them be successful. Some of our teachers do too as well, but at the same time, you still have a few teachers that would rather say, I have my degree, and if you don't want to learn, that's fine, versus, pulling that student to the side and letting them know, hey, you are a leader, and if you don't follow, or like if you don't set an example for the other students, then they're going to follow after you. So I feel like once you let them know that they're a big impact in that community, then maybe they'll, kind of quiet down and know that we're serious. So for the first interaction, I was going in feeling very nervous about it. It was very crazy, but after a while, it really got interesting to me, to learn about him. So during the second interaction, um, he said that he didn't really have time to cook, and so he didn't know how to cook. And it was really nice for me to be able to teach him something that I know. And so I think the big picture here is that for the second interaction, it was bigger than just sharing my cultural identity, but it was defending my cultural identity. I feel that as a black male and as black people in general, we have so many different stigmas that when you hear black people, you think, hey, robbery or people or, being shot at by the police. And so I feel like we have so much more to offer than, just um, the things that the media portrays about us. And so it was nice to share that perspective and that side of me to him so that he can understand that not every black person is going to rob you, or not every black person, is, carries guns or has been shot at, but every individual has their own stories. And just because it happens to one race, more often than another, doesn't mean that it doesn't happen within every other community. And so it was nice for me to be able to share that background with him and let him know that, hey, there's good people from any race out, and never shy out, someone because you feel a certain way about them, which he never brought it up, but that's what I like to do. I like to educate people about, my race so that they won't come in with the wrong impressions. And so overall, I think that the Global Learning Project went very, very well, and I'm extremely excited that I, built a new relationship and a new friend. He is literally probably one of the best people that I've ever met before, and we connect on so many different levels, and so I'm excited to see our friendship build. Thank you so much for allowing me to experience this, and can't wait to see how far our relationship goes. Thank you.